Well, look who it is, the birthday boy. Guys, it's Joel Sachs's birthday. We love Joel Sachs. I'm glad that you're awake, Joel. Happy birthday to you, you little angel, you sweet little cookie basket, little baby bird. Hey Tammy, hey Susie, Lumen, hey Donna Cooper. Who else? Mods. I see you. I see you there. Thank you, Mods. Leslie Mosley. Mags is here. Alana. I love that picture you just posted of your daughter on Facebook. Let's see. Who else? Delta Fly Chick. Welcome, girl. Cute picture. I say 2 minutes. You were wrong, Tammy, this time. I was 1 minute late. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't want anyone to go check because Tammy's probably more accurate. Hey, Heather Landau. Lydia Kraus. Dawn Davies, HC from LBC. Hey, Xenu and the Body Thetans. Tony's Hoota. Tony's Hoota. Hey, Buffy Summers. Liz Tricks. I love you, Liz. And I love you, Joel. MLG Gamer. Hey, my friend. Catherine B. Thank you, little poo poo angel. Hey, Angie Mo. Squirrel Girl. You know, you take one day off and you feel like it's been years. No? Probably not for you guys. Teacher Nurse, Sassy Savage, Debbie Bam. Thank you again, Debbie Bam. Trixie, Carrie Wilson, Shy Bear. Welcome. I don't recognize your name much. I feel like maybe I've seen you once. Libby Jackson. Hey, Laura Lou. Dang. Thanks, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Armine, Janet Gemini. Mandy Harper, Teresa Brummer. I never know how to say her last name, so I just don't. I just avoid it, really. I was forced to in that moment. Hey, Jessamine, Marie Marion, Meryl West. Isn't today your birthday, too? I'm almost positive. Was it yesterday? I can't keep up with you guys. What do you want me to do about it? Happy birthday, Meryl. I know it's either today or yesterday. Lori Lee. Dang, Lumen. That's lucky. Mara. Hey, Mara. Cheryl Frazier. Rhonda McNeil. I don't feel bad. Oh, yours was April 18th. I knew it, though. I was close. I was close with my class. Do you feel bad? I've spent $250 on skincare, Amika, and makeup. No, and I'm going to double down and stand by what I say, Renee B., and I'm going to tell you right now. And I private messaged you back today about a setting powder, by the way, so I don't want to hear any nonsense. Hey, baby steps, Noreen. Renee B., let's spend more money. I just got this. Your birthday is Friday. Okay, happy early birthday. Don't let me forget, Donna Marie. Baby lily pad. It's pronounced Brimmer. Okay, I'll remember that. I would have never said that right. I was going to say I was just going to make a song out of it because I didn't know. Okay, so when I forgot to tell you guys, when I was at Sephora, Renee B., this is for you, and Holiday. That's my Sephora girls. I was like, hey, Kim. I was like, Martha. I knew it. Oh my God. I was driving today thinking of you. And I was like, have we not seen Teresa in a minute? Where has Teresa been? Hey, Laurel. Good to see you again, Teresa. I've been offline a lot more these past few days. I wanted to stop in and show some support. Okay, good. As long as you're okay. I started to panic, Teresa, because I was like, I haven't seen you in a minute. And I started to get really freaked out by that. Thank you for checking in with us. I hope you had a nice Easter. I love you. And I'm just want to make sure you're okay. Thank you, Teresa. It scared me. I was like, she doesn't usually step away for this long. Okay, good. I love you, girl. Sassy Savage, happy early birthday to you. You guys help me to remember this nonsense. I can't keep track of the entire class. I just can't do it. Broomer, it's actually Brimmer, but it's broom hair in German. Broom hair? All right, Sandra, thank you for that. Hey, Iwa. The YSL is luxurious on my skin. Guys, hey, Miss Mary. Renee B. bought the YSL primer. Who else got it? A couple people got it. I should be making money off of that nonsense. Renee, I'm glad you love it. Change your life. I'm sure you lost sleep over it. Did you not? How much sleep did you lose over it? Because I did. I thought about it well into the night. Like, I usually fall asleep right away. When it's time for me to sleepy time, it's time. Like, every man I've ever been with is like, how do you do that? Because I'll be like, you know what? Like, I am out. I have no problem going to sleep, and I'm proud of that. Holiday got it. I knew this. I could have guessed this. I knew it. Annette Faber. I have not tried the House Labs foundation, and here's why. I don't wear foundation anymore. When I had my corporate job, or if I go to like a black tie event, I always wear foundation. Now that I don't have a life and I am not cool, I just do a tinted moisturizer. You know what I mean? Mandy Harper, how does she get into the Zoom calls? Mods, can you post a link for that? Mandy, don't worry about it. You don't have to, girl. Gracie, why do I feel like I haven't seen you in a while? Can you let your sister in, son? Son? The chemo is starting to have more cumulative effects on my energy and focus. I'm down 9 infusions. I have 11 more to go, and then surgery is the next step. Okay, thank you for sharing that with us. I totally get that. It causes that for my stepdad as well. Thanks, Hux. So I totally understand. I love you. We all love you, and we're here with you, and I appreciate you sharing that. Don't feel like you have to share that stuff, but thank you for sharing it, Teresa. And I love you, girl. Thank you, Gracie. Denise is on a plane home to Florida. I love you, Denise. I love watching. Well, I guess I don't really watch YouTube anymore, do I? When was I flying last? I checked in into the show, but I think it was a show where I'm no longer welcome. So I guess I'm not really welcome. I'm not welcome really at all, actually. Thank you, Denise, and safe flight, girl. Hey, nothing but love. Good to see you. Boy, that's quite the image. Hey, Kestrel. Your husband says you deserved it because you lost 21 pounds. That's a husband worth keeping. I always say, like the movie, husbands should be like Kleenex, soft, strong, and disposable, but we'll keep him. He sounds pretty good. Geez, Reese, how the hell do you not have foundation on? I don't have an answer for that, Holly Day, but I'm going to take that as a compliment. You're a little angel and everybody knows it. Thank you, Kestrel. Okay, so let's talk about this. Hey, Tash Bits. When I was T. Louise, Fancy Face. Yeah, you made it, Fancy Face. Hey, Yawn. Who else is here? So when I was at Sephora, I said to Martha, look, here's the thing, Martha. I love these damn lip stains, but I don't like the new ones. I only like the old old ones. I just read the word foundation. Hey, Meredith Lynn. Boy, I am really off my game. You take one day off. Okay. By the way, I took yesterday off because I have a horrible swollen throat. And I don't know if it's allergies or if I'm getting sick. Hey, Sarah from Cali. But I'm currently on Mucinex, Zyrtec, Advil, and Nasonex. I am no longer a Scientologist. I have broken free. Taking all 4 of those is the most drugs I've ever taken, except that one little 2-year stint of, the powder. So I was at Sephora and I said, Martha, I need a lighter pink for summer. I can't seem to find one. Okay, this is the brand of the setting powder that I use, Huda Beauty. Okay. It's called Liquid Matte. She said it's a long wear. She said it'll stay with you all day. It'll stay with you longer than your ex-boyfriend. But what won't stay with me longer? Because honestly, I was begging for attention there. Everybody knows this. We've gone over it. So I really liked this color, but they didn't have it in stock, right? The color is called what my next boyfriend's going to refer to me as, baby doll. That's what I want to be called for the next man. I just want you to know that. As I age into my 40s, I feel like it kind of makes me more youthful. So if he's watching, that's what our main pet name will be. That and something cute, like key lime pie, like something Southern. That would be cute. But anyway, this is a good color. Just tried it. Just got it today. And Linda G, we're going to wait and see. I want everybody to, really pay attention with me. If it stays on, if it stays as long or longer than my ex-boyfriend would spend time with me. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? Because it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. Okay. I'm still pissed about it. I'm not over it. Yeah, Renee B. What's a good tinted moisturizer? Hey, Katie did. Hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch. Okay. My favorite tinted moisturizer is Trini London. I don't get it at Sephora. I get it from the UK. She's my favorite. Kathy Ann, you know this. I put on her tinted BFF moisturizer in the color, I think, Claire. Uh, I don't know what that means, Mandy. Hey, Anna Banana. Thanks, Anna Banana. Um, and my favorite product ever is Trini London's BFF cream or something, and it comes in the white bottle, and it's got SPF in it, and I always put that on underneath the tinted moisturizer. I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's important for you to know that. Hey, Joanne Hawley. Guys, something crazy happened to me today. You're not going to believe this. You ready for it? I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Kathy Ann. Yadira, I love you, girl. Something crazy happened. You ready? I'm serious. This is wild. It made my whole day. And I told her, I said, this is going to make my whole damn day, girl. Swollen throat, runny nose, don't care. Okay. Oh, my throat does hurt though. Guess what happened? Susan P. Guys, I got recognized today for the first time. I have never once been recognized. I mean, outside of Kim is Blue, okay? Nothing against Kim is Blue. But hey, Stacy and Fishers, but like I was in Clearwater. Like I feel like if I went anywhere near LA, like the big blue building or anywhere near Flag, like someone's going to be like, "Hey, yeah, I hate you." And I'm going to be like, "Oh yeah, no, I get it." No, this was crazy. I was in Murfreesboro. This is the craziest thing. It was so funny. Kestrel, it's a lurker. Buffy. It was so crazy. Okay, I'm out in public and I walk toward this woman and she was really cute. And she talked really slow out of the side of her mouth. Hey, Kaz. And she went, you're not Reese, are you? And I was like, I am. Hey, Rhonda Frank. I was a little scared. I was a little bit like, here comes the hate. Somebody's going to be like, I hate you. Get out of my existence. No, it was really cute. It was adorable. Good for you, Kestrel. I love that. But that's what she did. She was so cute. And I asked her, by the way, if I could say this story. I mean, I'm not going to say her name or anything, but she went, like, I was approaching her. I was getting toward her and I noticed she was kind of looking around and I was like, and she went, you're not Reese, are you? And I was like, no, but I get that all the time. Who's this Reese girl? Hey, Lee Sane. It was really cute. And she goes, hey, Damasio. Thanks, Damasio. She goes, I watch your show all the time. And I was like, you are damn cute. I said, you're the first person that's ever recognized me out in public. I mean, I guess I've made it. You're welcome, guys. Hey, Island Lady. I love that Island Lady. Welcome. She did not give me a hug. Pictures were not taken. I wasn't that cool. Like, I'm not that cool. I never was that cool. I've never been that cool. Hey, Chrissy Twig. Kevin Conklin. You made it again. I love it when you make it. Hey, Kevin. Cheryl Roberts. Thank you. It's one of my favorite colors. It was so cute, though. She was so cute and quiet and dainty and just a little tiny thing. And I just said, Joel, I just said, you watch my show? And she said, yeah. And I said, wow, weird. Why? She was like, I never catch the lives. She said, but I always catch the replay. And she goes, when you said you were moving here, I was so excited. And she goes, how's your boy? And I said, he's so good. She was really cute. And I said, that's amazing. That's incredible. Thank you for watching. Like, really, truly, I've never been. And what was weird is I was sitting in the parking lot. I went into the Goodwill today, by the way. I did not stream because I was on the phone. And I honestly was only there for like 10 minutes, honestly. Okay, fine. It was like 25, but still, it wasn't long. And it was kind of weird. They had nothing. I went there to get jeans for Hux, and they had zero jeans. They were like cleaned out. Tallulah. Okay, Kestrel. Yeah. So I was sitting, hey, Debbie A. I was sitting in my car. Guys, it was so crazy. I was sitting in my car talking to Michelle. You guys know Michelle. By the way, Michelle may come on and do a stream with me one of these days. I told her, I said, you should come back and stream with me. I don't ever stream with anybody anymore. I kind of need, like, I feel like I need someone to talk to. She was like, all right, we'll see. But I'm sitting there and I have the windows down in my car and I'm just talking to her because I forgot my damn headphones. So I was like, I don't want to go in. You're fine, Kestrel. And I'm sitting there and this dude walks past my window and we made eye contact and my window was down and he goes, hi. And I was like, oh my God, it's like the little girl at Target. I said, hi. And he goes, you going in to shop? Like, this was weird. I was like, I am. Does he work here? I was like, does this person work here? Karen Tootie Greenie. And Michelle was like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. Pipe down, Michelle. Hold on. I got to find out. He goes, he said, are you going in to shop? And I said, does this guy work here? It's a side mouth thing today. Everybody's talking out the side of their mouth. I said, Michelle, does this dude work here? And it's weird because Michelle's in my Bluetooth speaker in my car. So like, it's not like I'm on my phone. I wasn't like this. I wasn't like, this is weird. I'm in my car. He's right there. And I was like, does this guy work here? And she was like, who is the guy? I was like, I don't know. Shh, be quiet. And he goes, you going in to shop? And I said, yeah. And he held up hey, Julia. I know, Julia. He held up a pair of shoes. And he goes, I just got these shoes. He goes, $150 shoes. He goes, I got them for $10. And I said, no way. Yes. Question, was he attractive? Absolutely not. Not my type, Renee B. So that was the next thing. I said, Michelle, she goes, is it someone that recognizes you from your channel? And I went, hell no, no one's ever done that before. I said, nobody knows who the hell I am. I said, I think you have in your head like something built up more than what's going on. I said, no one knows who I am. No one cares. Nobody knows or cares. She goes, has that never happened to you? And I said, no, and it's never going to happen to me. It happened to me like 30 minutes later. But anyway, the guy walks into his car and he gets toward his car and he turns around and he was like, see you later. And I was like, bye. And I said, damn. I said, I wish that guy would have been my type because I'd have been like, bye, bitch. I'd have been like, bye, Michelle. Nice knowing you. Take care. He was not my type at all. But I thought that was very fascinating. And it gave me the jitters, right? I was like, no, he didn't have a chain wallet. It wasn't quite like that. It was like, I know who he looked like. How many of you, hey, Colleen G, how many of you have seen the movie Bridesmaids? How many people have seen Bridesmaids? I would love that, Gracie. He looked just like the guy who was standing next to Kristen Wiig at the engagement party, and he touched her and he went, you want to go for a walk later? I'm sure he's sweet, and I'm sure, okay. So do you guys remember that? And the redheaded girl was like, I'm sorry, is this your husband? And then he looks at her and he goes, do you want to go for a walk later? And she's like, oh, no, I can't. And he walks away. And then the redheaded girl is so funny. And she goes, okay, so that's not your husband. So you don't have a husband. Yeah, that's what he looked like. I'm sure he's sweet as all get out. I'm sure he's sweet as pie, but no, not my type. Not going to happen. I'm a little more picky these days. And when I know, I will know, guys. But you're right. There's nothing wrong with flirting. And I did just that. I flirted with him for sure. And he had a lovely pair of loafers. And I couldn't have been happier for him. But it was just so weird because Michelle was like, did he recognize you from your channel? Hey, true to it. And I said, no, girl, nobody does that. No one cares. And it was so weird. Like 30 minutes later, this lady was like, she goes, you're not Reese, are you? And I was like, I sure am, girl. Why? Is there a hot man here that I need to know about? We were just talking out of the side of our mouths the whole time. I was like, why are we still doing this? Can we stop talking like this? I feel like I have a hanger stuck in my mouth. Yeah, Sabine, I'm going to be picky. Hello to my Danish friend. Sherry LeBrun. Yeah. I saw yesterday's live, and yes, you are still getting the views. Means more than the subs. Let's put it this way. I know of a much, much, much larger channel. I'm not allowed over there anymore. I can't go over there. But I get more views. Like, I'm not worried about anything here, guys. We're not worried. Hey, Moon Taxi, I'm not worried about the subs dropping because the views still continue to go. What happens is people go, I'm going to unsubscribe and punish you, but I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to watch this bitch. And that's what happens every time. And then I go out in public and they're like, this bitch. It's weird though. Like it's a weird love-hate thing going on. And that's just the way of the world. Hey, oh, Susie Q. Renee says, I'm blocked too. You know how badly I want to go over to that channel? This is so terrible. And I really shouldn't say this, but I tell my close friends this all the time on the phone. I said it to my mods too. Moose is sleeping up there. Yeah, sorry about that. I so badly want to go over to that channel and like type in the comments and put like testing. Can anybody see me? Am I blocked? Is this real? Is this live right now? I won't do it, but I want to. So if you see me over there doing it, just know that it's a joke and I tried it out. I just think it'd be so funny to be like, testing. Anybody? Can anybody see me? Am I able to be seen right now? It's terrible. It's wrong and I won't do it. Yeah. Chase the laughs, not the numbers. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my whole life. Yeah, I badly want to do it though. If one of you guys dare me to do it, I just might do it. I so badly want to do it. I want to be like, can anybody see me right now? Is this live? You know how some people do that? Some people will hop into ours and they're like, I think Lori Lee did it once. She was like, can you guys see my comment? Like people start panicking because they think they got blocked. I want to do that so bad and be like, can you see me? Am I blocked right now? Is this really live? How does this work? Can people see me? Can I post a picture? Did I get blocked from said channel? I don't know, Buffy, and I'm kind of too scared to test it out. But I so badly want to type testing, like in big capitals. You would, Tony Suter. You would. Get the heck out of here. It's not going to happen. You guys are terrible. You're on. I'll do it the next time he's live. We'll do it live. Remember that? Okay, Reese, stop. Somebody stop me. Mods, stop. Mods, why are you not telling me to stop? You always have our special code. You're not doing it. Can you guys see me? Quit it, Angie Mo. Quit it right now, because now I'm like really wanting to do it. Nobody was responding to me and I got scared. You guys do panic and it's hilarious to watch. I'm sorry, Lori, to throw you under the bus, but it is so funny when people, regulars like Lori Lee, come in and they're like, oh my God, can people see me? Can anybody see me right now? Like people freak out. Yes. Am I blocked? And they do it with all the question marks too. I'm like, yes, calm down. I see you. The chat's just moving fast. You're here with us. You're here living, breathing. You have a pulse. Calm down. Thanks, Susan P. Hey, Lenora Gray. Hey, Joanne Morrison. Yeah, it's so funny. Lori Lee, that was so funny the other night when you were like, can you guys see me? That's what I do to you guys sometimes when I'm live and you guys are just like chatting about some pasta salad recipe in the chat from the 1700s that your great-great-grandmother passed down. I'm like, are you guys even listening to me? Do I even need to be here? And then I start checking my own pulse and I panic. I do the same thing. I'm like, am I blocked? Can they see me right now? Like, are we frozen or am I just that bad at my job that I can't create content anymore? I start panicking and sweating. Julia says, I'm so clueless about internet drama. I have no idea which channel that would even be, and I'm a Zoomer. I'm clueless about it as well. Can you see me? It's bad. I want to do it so bad. You have no idea. I've been wanting to do it for weeks. I'm like, I want to go over there and be like, testing. Am I blocked? Can anybody see me? I feel like the guy at the end of the Titanic. I'm like, hello, can anybody hear me? It's too late. It's too late. They're all dead. Every one of them. That's how I feel. I feel like the one person that's alive in the water from Titanic, and it's Rose. And they're like, hello, can anybody hear me? That's how I feel. I might do it. How do you know if you're blocked? Trixie, I'm blocked on a couple of channels because I tested it out. It's hilarious. I never knew. I never knew what it was like to be blocked. And one time I went into somebody's live and I started typing and no one said anything. And I was like, that's weird. There's like 300 people in here. And then I started typing again and no one said anything. And I was like, I typed one last time, trying this out again. I think I've been blocked and this is my first time being blocked. I've never done this before. And no one said anything again. And I was like, they blocked me. I've been blocked. Now I know what it feels like. Now I know what it feels like because we'll block your ass left and right. Don't even F around. You'll find out. Jack, wake up. That's sad as shit. We shouldn't have mocked that. Now I'm going to get in trouble for mocking that. We should all hijack their chat. Oh my God, no. Guys, don't be trying to get me in trouble because it happens a lot. I got the sniffles, so I'm going to hit mute for a minute. Boy, I'm glad I hit mute. That was gross. This is true. When you are blocked, you can't even ask the mods why. Yeah. Rhonda McNeil, there's no reasons to know. I know, Cheryl Roberts. It's just still funny because what if I'm not blocked? It would be hilarious to go in there and be like, am I blocked? Can anybody see me? Can anyone see me? Is anybody able to hear me right now? It would be so funny because I assume I'm blocked. That's fucked up. Oh, yes, they can, Teresa Brimmer. They can. They can block us all. I think they literally did. I'm going to say, hey, Tony P. Yes, he does it. Somebody. I saw a comment once that said they're literally throwing people off the boat. And it killed me. I screenshot it. Every time I need a laugh, I look at it. It said, he's literally throwing people off the boat. Shit. Oh, this will be taken down. This is going to be. Stop. Everybody stop. Stop, please. Somebody stop me. Cold ovaries. Oh, shit. Oh, we're in trouble. Just nod if you can hear me. Blink twice. Blink twice. Somebody should I should type that for the content creator. Blink twice if you can hear me. Oh, I know, Maggie. I know. Yeah, I know. People are going to start saying I'm an alcoholic. Hey, Christy Hughes. Christy Hughes. Hey, Georgia. Shit, we're in trouble, guys. There goes my numbers. There goes my damn numbers. Well, I never was much good at this, was I? Hey, Erica. I'm glad you made it. Linda Garden Lady. Oh, my God. Maybe you should delete this and start over. You know what? You got to keep the crowd going. You got to get, when times get tough, it's a slippery slope. And again, there's no I in team. You got to remember that. Teach a man to fish. Yeah. Did I take an edible? No, but I am on 4 medications. And you know how loopy I got from that one Benadryl last summer? I'm on Nasonex, Zyrtec, Mucinex, and Advil. And I think maybe the 4 caused, I'm fucked. I'm in trouble. I just want to make an apology. I'll make an apology video later. I just want to make an apology, and I'm so sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to cause any issues. I'm still on my period, and maybe we should sing a song. I'm never gonna stream again. Blee, 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 blee. Anyway, I did have stuff I wanted to talk about. Hey, it's Super Chat. That'll take our minds off of it. Thanks for the laughter tax. Thanks for listening, Liz. And I hope you're with me after I tank as well, because I'm sure it's coming, girl. Let's just slide on down together, Liz, because I know you'll be one of the last ones holding my hand, by the way. She'll be the last one standing. Thank you for your super chat. If you can't laugh at the chaos every now and then, what's the point of putting up with the crap that goes along with hosting a YouTube channel? Holy shit, she's right. Because I put up with a lot of crap. I really do. I love the rumors. I absolutely love the rumors that start. I love people who are just, sometimes, every once in a while, they're just dumber than a sack of diapers. And I get a kick out of that. Hey, Sue Nelson. Hey, Sue Nelson. Hey, Susan the Sage. Reese is a grifter. That has been established. Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. Hey, Fancy Face. Yeah, what's wrong with a little bit of naughtiness? I prefer the sexual naughtiness myself, Trixie, but we'll take it. We'll take it. No, Buffy, it'll be you and Liz. It'll be you and Liz. Reese pays me to be here. I get $1 per chat. She does. She does. That's true. I'll Venmo you after this and keep track of your numbers. Hey, Mags, $20 to not apologize. Good therapy. Good therapy, Mags. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm going to need it. So thank you so much. I couldn't appreciate that more. Hey, Liz Delgado, the relatable yacht is not going down. I hope not. I hope not. A lot of people want to run my astrology. Maria Mystic, been a lurker for ages. I hope that's okay. It's, of course it's okay. Armine. I've heard you give this info before, but can I get your birth info? 7/8/84. Do you want my social? Just kidding. I'm not that dumb. I'd love to run your astrology. Date, location, time, please. And thank you. Maria, thank you so much. So 7/8, July 8th, 1984. And it was in the middle of the night. So I think it was around like 2:30 in the morning. I came sliding out quick, according to my father. He said, you had a lot to confront as a being on planet Earth coming out of that ice cube. And you came out in 45 minutes, he said. And I don't know if it's because my mom was, at that point, it was just, throwing a baby down a hallway. You know what I mean? Kind of like the hot dog, but a baby. Or, it was only her second child. I would like to think not. I think I just was ready to be here with you guys. I said, in 40 years, I'll see you guys on YouTube. Joanne Hawley. Row your boat. We're going to burn for this. We're going to burn for this, guys. We're getting big trubs. Sometimes that trub is worth it, especially when you're just a single gal, right? 2:30 a.m. and frozen solid, Kevin Conklin. Sherry LeBrun. Hey, Christy Kits. Yeah. Joanne, you're hilarious, Joanne. I love you. Thank you for the super chat. You're back from Japan. That was quick, Michelle. I feel like you just left. I'm glad you're safe, girl, and I hope you had a good time. Oh God, I laughed so hard. They're literally throwing people. And I'm just looking at my phone awkwardly to try to change the subject and just kind of pretend that we're not live right now, that, I'm just looking at other stuff because I'm just trying to avoid what's coming. But you know what? You can't. And there's not a lot you can do. So I was born in Omaha, Nebraska. Somewhere out west in Omaha. I love that. That is cool, Christy Hughes. I remember you telling us that before. There's not a lot you can do. There's not a lot you can do to change what's a fact, right? And facts are facts, and that's what's up. So Hey, secret squirrel. So what's coming? Only the Lord knows. Hey, Tiffany B. I do want to say this. Hey, Darcy's. I got some cute stuff at the Goodwill. I do have something I really want to talk about too. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I want to point out, speaking of being single, I can do whatever I want. And I realized that today. Being single, I can do what the hell I want. I don't have to be like, what if he doesn't like these? What if he doesn't like them? I don't have to worry about that shit anymore because there is no he except Bo, the large man that sleeps next to me. First of all, I got this for $1.99. And I'm finally going to give this a try. It's a pillowcase, and I'm going to use it to clean the fan blades of my ceiling fans. Does anybody know that? Instead of one of those stupid things that cleans it off, it makes the fur fly everywhere. Hey, Marissa Martin. So you put this over the fan blades and you pull that shit off, and then you take it outside and shake it out. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Here's what's exciting. Look at these pillowcases. Now, are they going to match my Anthropology sheets? Absolutely not. But again, we're single. We can do whatever the hell we want. Oh my God. What's going on? It has little faces of little horses. Yes. Hi. Hello. I'm using those. Absolutely. Plus, I love the colors. And it was a 2-pack for $2.99. Very Lisa Frank. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? We're single. And the way things are looking, I'm probably going to be single for a long time. You guys like me in this color, so I got this sexy ass little number. Okay. I'm going to throw this on. Tits out, nips out. Okay. I haven't for a while, Buffy. Hey, Tasha P. Thank you so much, Christy Hughes. I love that. That is so kind of you, girl. And I'm happy that you're here. Hey, Heather. DNB. Hey, Claire. Yeah, it does work. What else did I get? This is cute as all get out. I love how short it is. It's just a simple black t-shirt dress. I almost want to put it on for you. It's that cute. Where did LRH write that God is a what? Oh, an engram. He didn't say God was an engram. He said that God was an implant. You're probably meant implant. Where did he write that? I'd have to look in the tech volumes index. That's where you find that kind of stuff. You got to look in the index of the tech volumes. Yeah, Teresa Brimmer. Absolutely. No, Martin, 8th of July. Hey, Adele. I love that pink color. Guys, look at this towel I got. It's a beach towel. And I'm going to use it for when I lay outside naked. Thank you, Shelly. Look, it's got a big watermelon on it. It's a Kate Spade. Not that I care about that. Honestly, I don't like when you put your brand all over. I'm not here to advertise for your ass unless I'm getting paid. Hey, Margie Barr. Hey, Cliff Ann. Hey, Andy. But this is really cute. And I thought, well, when I'm naked outside, because again, single, hello, right? How much was this? What did we pay? Well, what do I know? Well, how do we know? Oh, $5, but it was 30% off. Hey, Diana H. This one was a good find. No, Adele, I got it at the Goodwill. This was made in Mexico. It's a little bit big. I know, Catherine B. However, I tucked it in and not like a little French tuck, and it's fine. Look, how cute is this? Yeah, I was really excited about this. $5.99. A little bit too big, but it still is cute on. I tried it on. Thanks, Georgia. I know it's really cute. I found out that this is supposed to be slept in, but I don't care. I'm going to wear it one day with you guys without a bra on because it's really cute. Me too, Jen Pookie. This is really cute. I didn't realize it's sleepwear, but I don't really care because I'm going to turn it into non-sleepwear. Yes, I did know that, DNV. She also is from Kansas City. I do too, Alana. What's this? Ooh. What do you guys think I found to sleep in? Because again, we're single. We can do whatever we want. Hey, Lori. Thanks, Lori. Hey, Annie Strews. I know, Holly Moore. Look. Woo! Gonna be sleeping in that number. You knew it. You saw it. You know everything about it. It's the right thing to do. I know, Catherine B. Is this so cute? I can't wait. And it's also a little bit tight in all the right places. Right? Hey, Mittens. Mittens, how's your jaw? Mittens had jaw surgery. Good for you, squirrel girl. Yeah, Jessamine, you knew it. You knew it well. I'm going to slap this bad boy on. I don't even feel bad about it. I have no apologies. I do have a lot of apologies, but not there, not in that part of my life. So super cute, right? The Mexican shirt is really cute. This is really cute. And I'm sorry, but this feels right. Who donates these? Why would you donate these? Good for you, Lee Sane. Pretty excited about it. That's cute, Lori Lee. Who doesn't love My Little Pony? Absolutely. I do have serious things to talk about, by the way, and we may just have to what's tomorrow? We're around. We may have to do another one tomorrow because I have some stuff I want to talk about. And I'm not quite sure yet if good for you. Mittens, I'm happy to hear that. You are tapping me back to my tween years. Happy times, Holly Moore. Absolutely. Pony Longtails. Yeah, Yadira. Good for you, Donna Marie. I'd love to, Gracie. Okay, so listen up. Hey, Elizabeth. General Boa, good to see you. I have some serious things I want to discuss. Thanks, Susan the Sage. I do. I have some real serious things, actually. One of the reasons, actually, I'm not going to discuss it, but one of the reasons I didn't go live yesterday is I got some haunting information and it kind of rocked me a little bit. Now, I also had a sore throat big time, and I did not want to push my throat because I was like, I am not losing my voice over this shit. But I thank God, the information that I got that rocked me. I had therapy yesterday, and I needed it. That was a lifesaver. I have to be honest. It really. What are you doing? You scared me. My God, girl, you scared the ever. Oh, Moosey, Moosey. I thought it was Kid. It's Moosey. Oh, Moosey. You little love bunny. He's a little love bug. He's a crim like his dad. He kills things and such, but he sure is nice to his mom. Moosey, Moosey, Moosey. You little love bug. You little snug bug. You little glowworm. God, he's so cute. Sorry, guys. Pause for a minute. Hey, no one? Moosey. Oh, Moosey. Moosey. It's weird that you're a total criminal when you're outside, but you're really sweet. Thanks, Rhonda Frank. Rhonda Frank, by the way, I'm sorry that you're having kind of a rough day. I saw that I think it was you that said that on Facebook. So I'm not going to share what it was that rocked me. I might have to let him out, but I will say this. Thank God I had therapy yesterday. It really helped. And there's something I want to read first before I start into what I want to talk about. And I'm not sure how far I want to talk about this stuff anyway. I need to be careful because I never really thought about it. Let me pull it up. Also, I'm going to mute it for a minute and blow my nose since I'm going to be reading. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of all over the place. Hey, Ellie. All right, I'm going to read this. And I posted this in the Facebook group, so most of you have already seen it probably. And I said, I'm going to talk about this on our next live. I want to talk about this. I also want to read this to you, and I want you to interpret it for you and tell me what you think of it, okay? Because a lot of people in the group said, I get that, Rhonda. A lot of people in the group said, that resonates with me. Sorry, moose hair. Hey, healthy green lifestyle. Okay. A lot of people were like, oh, wow. Yeah, read that. Let's discuss that. Okay. I want to read this and I want you guys to listen up. Okay. It's always me shrinking myself to fit your comfort, writing messages like paper boats, only to sink them before they ever reached you. I think that's really sad. Holding back a real laugh, keeping it quiet, no point in showing more than necessary. You never liked things that felt like too much. That hit me like a ton of bricks because it made me think of my ex-boyfriend and how he would tell me I'm too much. So to say you never liked things that felt like too much hits me pretty hard because I mean, you guys know, growing up, my mom was like, you're going to be too much for a lot of people. I've always been told I'm too much. So you never liked things that felt like too much. Makes me very sad because it's very true. Okay. But I've never, this is also very true for me. This is very true for me right here. And I was like, that's validating. But I've never known how to love in drops. I only know how to pour the entire ocean. And I know a lot of you feel that way too. And that was so validating to read. That's exactly how I feel. I've never known how to love in drops. I only know how to pour the entire ocean. But I'm the same way with my personality, not even necessarily love. I'm either all or nothing. That's why I think I'm too much because I'm like, blah, I'm too much, right? And certain people like it, and certain people are like, whoa, too much, right? Hey, Audrey, you never asked for it. And I never found the courage to say, take it anyway. So we played pretend. You acted like you didn't notice, and I acted like it didn't hurt. Again, I thought that, hey, Eric, I thought that was very depressing. You acted like you didn't notice, and I acted like it didn't hurt. That was 100% me and Tommy all the time. But it did. It still does sometimes, especially when I remember it wasn't just fear holding me back. It was the thought that maybe you were just as scared. Maybe you wanted to choose me too, but needed me to go first. Hey, Don Walker. But neither of us did. And now we're here in the quiet we both agreed to. Not because we wanted to, but because we were too proud, too afraid, or maybe just too tired to admit we wanted more. Cowards, the both of us. And maybe that's the saddest kind of love, the one that almost was. That applies to me so much. I can't speak for Tommy. I don't know that that applies to Tommy, but that applies to me. Yeah, it does. You acted like you didn't notice, and I acted like it didn't hurt, but it did. It still does sometimes, especially when I remember it wasn't just fear holding me back. It was the thought that maybe you were just as scared. Maybe you wanted to choose me too, but you needed me to go first. But neither of us did. And now we're here in the quiet, both of us agreed to. Not because we wanted to, but because we were too proud, too afraid, or maybe just too tired to admit we wanted more. Cowards, the both of us. And maybe that's the saddest kind of love, the one that almost was. I think that's beautiful. I think it's deep. I think it's meaningful. And I think it's, hey, Ty's channel. I think it's whatever it means for you. I know what that means for me and I interpreted it. And then it made me, it is, Elizabeth says it's hard to admit that. And it is. And let's ask Elizabeth, because this is such a good point. Why is it so hard to admit? So it got me to thinking, right, about my relationship with Jeff, not just Tommy. It got me thinking about Jeff. I've been dreaming about Jeff a lot lately. And I've been not our past, but now. It's so weird. I had this long dream about him this morning and it wouldn't stop. And I woke myself up and I like looked around. I put my eye drops in. I looked at Moose and I was like, God, that dream. And then I went back to sleep and it came right back. Very, very rarely does that happen to me. I just went right back into this fucking dream. And I was like, get out of my head. Like, why am I dreaming about this? And I'm not ashamed to admit that, by the way, that I dreamt about this. But why is it so hard to admit these things? Why is it so hard when you're in the moments of those relationships that are our past relationships at this point? Why can't we bring that up? Why is it so hard to break that down? Why? And the reason I asked, it makes me sad to say that, Teresa, but you're right. If Tommy worked as hard at loving you as he did pretending, he could have had it all. He could have. And I wish that would have been the case. I wish none of that would have happened. But I think about it with Jeff. I think about the marriage to Jeff. And I don't know, Sassy. But I've been reflecting on that a lot. And I've been thinking about the Jester stuff. And Reese, can you say anything about on the rumor that so many people seem to think you and Tommy are still together or will be in the future? I honestly don't know why people would even think that. Maria, I mean, it's exactly that. It's a total rumor. It's not true. And it's one of those things that I've learned recently. Maria, go hear it again. I'm not talking to you. I just mean like rumors are exactly that. Believe what you want to believe, but I'm not going to sit here and die on that hill and go, no, it's not true. Don't believe it. I know it's not true. He knows it's not true. He fucking hates me, right? Like I destroyed his life, right? For anyone to be stupid enough to go, they're still together is exactly that. A dumb shit that doesn't know what they're talking about. Not my problem. That's their problem. And anybody that believes that, I mean, all you have to do is think that through, right? Think that through. Does that even make sense? No, it doesn't. It's people who don't watch this channel and know exactly what I've gone through, what I'm going through. It's people who just love to start rumors and think that they're cool and they're not. Ty's channel a little bit. Yeah, Kevin, thank you. No, I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to prove anything. Go hear it again. I say that all the time. You heard it? Go hear it again. Go listen to it again. Go give them another view because I'm the grifter, but they're also getting paid. Go do it again. It's perfectly fine. But reflecting on the Jeff thing, and this is kind of personal for me, but I'm going to say it. I think the reason my mind is going back there is because it bothers me so. I know what happened in that marriage, and it was way before I was ever a YouTuber, right? All I wanted, now looking back on it, it wouldn't have solved our problems, okay? But all I wanted at the time, my biggest thing I would harp on in that marriage was, why won't you leave the Jesters? Hey, Jojo Bananas. Like, why won't you leave? Please. Like, if you would just leave that, it would solve. I believed it would solve everything. And hey, Jackie Perkins, welcome. He didn't. As a matter of fact, remember, I think it was the second to the last day I was there ever again, the last time I ever saw him. I started crying and I said, if you would have just quit the Jesters, I would have stayed married. I would have stayed with you. And he laughed at me and he was like, yeah, it's just a dumb rumor, Maria. He laughed at me and said, no, you wouldn't have. He was like, no, you wouldn't have. And Mosey? Hi. And yeah, I mean, so I don't know if that's like unfinished for me in my head, but for whatever reason, I keep thinking about it. And I'm like, what, now, of course, now he's not a jester. And that bothers me. But it's kind of similar to anything else. Would that have solved our problems for real? No, it just makes me feel that way in my head. And that's how I validate myself and justify it. I'm like, that would have fixed everything. It wouldn't have. He had so many other issues. I had so many other issues. I say this. Hey, Katie did it. We never spoke each other's languages. He never understood me. He never understood my humor. Oh, interesting, Anna Fernandez. He never understood my humor, right? He never got me. Jeff never understood me. And so for those reasons, but I can't, it's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Pretend no more. Try again. I don't know why. No, that was Moose. Ellie, I'm not sure the answer to that. Hey, Dylan, my love languages, I'm like my top three, my top two that are equal are quality time and words of affirmation. And then my third one is physical touch. Those are my three. So it wasn't the right fit, but we still do this. And I'm not ashamed to admit this. We still reflect on those relationships, right? Of course we do, especially in a time like this where I'm finally single. Hey, Pat Jonas, and where I'm picking things apart and I'm trying to learn about me. Where is Seamus? I think he's out. He's in the tree outside. Shamey, Huxley, can you let Seamus in? He's trying to get in. He's outside. Oh, he's looking at Moose through the window. Shamey. Seamus had a growth spurt. He actually is a lot bigger. Question. Don't you think you would have found your worth and would have not allowed to be treated disrespectfully? Not with Jeff, no. Because Jeff was really good at dinging at my self-worth. Jeff was way worse at that than Tommy ever was any day. Jeff on the daily would say things like, but you don't know anything. And that's okay. He'd do that bullshit, passive aggressive. Is he in?
Yeah.
Can you open the door?
Yeah.
Does he want to come in?
He's way over there.
Oh, Bubsy. Oh, brothers. Yes, Jeff did it for sport. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Is he coming in?
He's walking away.
Okay. Thanks, Hux. Well, we tried. Do you think, okay, so hold on. Jeff, they both did it very differently, but Jeff would really harp on it. Jeff would really it's like Shelly just said, he almost did do it for sport toward the end. He really knew my weakness was making fun of me for being a Scientologist, and he would really, really hit it hard. Yeah, you're crazy, but it was more like, I told you this. This is. Hey, Sophia. Jeff would say this to me, and it would make me absolutely almost tick with insanity. He would say, "Your thoughts are not within reality. Your thoughts have no basis in reality." And he would, hey, rocks in a box. He would say that, and I would literally go, "What the hell does that mean?" That is a intentional statement to make somebody crazy, right? Hey, Yorkie mom. Yeah, you're probably right, Pam. But that dude would look at me, and that was the worst thing he could say. Your thoughts don't have any basis in reality, though. You know that, right? And I would be like, what in the insane asylum is going on? It was so crazy. It was like, I'm not crazy. What are you doing? What are you? And I would say that to him. I go, what are you trying to accomplish? You're not going to get me to snap. You're never going to get me to break. You want to throw Scientology in my face? I've had thousands of hours of bull bait. Okay, big guy, ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. The fact that you're trying and trying to, I felt like it toward the end, he was just trying to break me in any possible way he could. He would say but you don't have any common sense and the world doesn't accept you. And that's okay. You came from a cult and that's okay. That's how he would do it. And I was like, this is insane. This is insane. He got close. The Jesters and Jeff got closer to breaking me than Scientology ever did. He really, really what am I trying to say? Accelerated. He really accelerated toward the end. Thank you, Jackie Perkins. Do you think you are gaining self-worth? Do you think as you are gaining self-worth, you're beginning to wonder why you accepted less? I don't think I'm beginning to wonder it. No, I think I know why I accepted less and where I came from. If that makes sense. It makes total sense why I accepted less and why I am the way I am. It makes total sense to me now. I stopped dating as well. It's hard to people after leaving a high demand religious group. Better to navigate this world intentionally and solo. Dylan, I agree. And since you're the other Scientologist in here, ex-Scientologist, Dylan, do you ever think it would be better to date an ex-Scientologist? I sometimes think it could be better, but I also think it could be a disaster. But at the same time, I'm like, there's not very many to date, right? But What if one day there are a bunch of them and I'm like, would it be better because they understand where we came from and like the words and we could speak the language together and like they would get me? I don't know. Bumblebee, I think it's good to remember the good times too. It's like proof that even looking back on the worst of the dark times, you can still see the light. I don't know why, but that seems to me like a positive. And I do that a lot, probably more than I should. Jennifer Folsom, thank you so much for that super sticker, babe. Interesting, Trixie Lou. Hey, Mousy. This is so true. And people like Jeff, they groom you by stealing your value and worth. Yes. It's how they maintain control. 100%. Both of those particular men, and I'm sure a lot of men, it's a control thing. It's a control thing. I don't have that. I never had that. I never felt, I still to this day, like I've heard that question. If you could have all the money in the world or all the power in the world, what would you choose? I would say money. I don't want power. I don't want to be controlling over people. I don't want to be anybody's boss. I want to be equal to everybody else. Like I never feel, I don't have enough self-confidence or I'm not egotistical enough to be like, I want control over you. I have been controlled my whole life. I wouldn't even know what to do with it. Like, I don't know where to go with that. I don't know how. Sometimes because we would understand each other, it would need to be filled with understanding and holding space. I agree with this, Dylan. I just wonder if it would also be a nightmare. But sometimes I'm like, maybe an ex-Scientologist would be the way to go whenever there are lots of them out there. I don't know. Do you think Jeff accelerated at the end in an attempt to control you when you were on the way out of the I do, but I also think Ty's channel, Jeff accelerated. It wasn't at the end he accelerated. He accelerated like the last 2 years in. And I think it was because I was trapped. He knew it. He knew he had full control. He knew I didn't have my own money. He knew he could. I sold my house. I was locked in. I've said this, like 2 weeks after we got married was the first time he called me a effing cunt in front of Huxley. He'd never talked to me like that. He put hands on me after we got married. So it was like once we got married is where things really, I remember those 2 weeks in after the wedding, I was like, I made a huge mistake. And I realized it immediately. I was like, I made a huge fucking mistake and I'm fucked. And I knew I was. But I think he got comfortable, Ty's channel, once he felt comfortable, if that makes sense, right? Like he knew I wasn't going anywhere. He took my car keys away. He turned off my credit card when he felt like it. He knew he had full control at that point. Can't stay. Wanted to pop in and tell you I'm proud of you. Thank you, Dawn Gloves. I love you, girl. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your super chat. Expectations lead to upset conflict. Acceptance leads to understanding and healing. Absolutely true, Dylan. Good point. Yeah. I lose respect for any person that has to consistently harm others' confidence for the sake of their own. Absolutely. That's one thing I don't do. I really don't do that. I may be a total bitch in other ways in relationships. Hey, Philip Wright. But I do not. The control thing I never understood. I just don't feel that way. I just don't feel that way. But I've been reflecting on it a lot. I've been reflecting on that relationship a lot. And this is what I want to talk about. I had a really rough day yesterday. Okay. Like mentally tough. I found out some news and it wasn't news. It wasn't really news. I saw something and it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't what I was told. So once I saw it for myself, I was like, wow. So I made some notes while I was in therapy yesterday. And I was so happy to have therapy. I cannot explain to you how happy I was to have therapy because I said to him, I was like, I'm going through this. I said, I really need to rattle this off to you so we can process it. And we did. And my therapist said something, no, Philip, right? Although I am sad about the Pope dying. I don't know anything about him other than years ago, my mom gave me a laminated card with him on it and like some writing on the back. And then she told me how much she loved him. And I just loved his face. I don't know anything about him, but I love that picture of him with the bird. And I thought he must love animals. And he just seemed like a very sweet man, very sweet man. I was very sorry to hear that. But Philip Wright, no. So I want to try to break this down as best as I can without giving up too much of the details of why I had to process this. Okay. But this was mind blowing. This was absolutely mind blowing. Hey, Aileen. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Aileen. I'm happy that you're with us then. Okay, Holly Moore, love you, girl. If I don't answer you right now, I'll star your question because this is something I'm going to need to have my thoughts on. Okay, so no one take offense if I don't answer you. Hey, Jeannie, right? So let me put it this way. When you're in a relationship, okay, there are some things that occurred. The last 2 relationships that I've had in my life were by far the most abusive relationships I've ever had. Okay. Take the cake, like nowhere near anything else I've ever had. And I just want to say this. I'm not inexperienced when it comes to relationships, right? I've been married 3 times. I've also been in a lot of hey, Candace. I've had a lot of sex with a lot of different guys. And I say that because I've talked about that, like, especially in my early 20s, like after getting off drugs, I used sex as a coping mechanism. When I lost my dad, I felt like I was trying to get validation from men. So I would have sex with like random people. Hey, December. And I'm not proud of that. Okay. Like, but it's the truth. And I did. And it was probably went on for a couple of years. Don't worry about it, Roxy. No problem. Hey, Ruth. Good to see you. Kestrel's right. Sex made me feel cared about. And again, I was very young. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed. I've worked through it. My 30s were totally different, but like my 20s, my early 20s, when I was like 18 to 23, I had my own apartment and I felt really cool. I worked 2 jobs. Like I had my own car. It was the first time that I felt my own independence from like Scientology. And so anyway, this is being drawn out too much because this isn't the point. Kind of is the point though, honestly. I've since worked through that. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, people can make fun of it all day long. I'm not ashamed of it. I've had some real eye-opening situations. Hey, Sweet Liberty, in the last few days, just about how I was loved, if that was love, but some things that were real eye-openers for me that I was like, it was alarming. Some things that went on in my last 2 relationships. And I feel like some things happened that were absolutely against my will. And that has been a problem for me that I'm battling with myself. I'm like, why did I allow that? Why didn't I do something about that? I'm mad at me, not the person, if that makes sense. I'm mad at me. I'm like, why would I allow that? Why did I allow that? And combine that with some things that I've been looking at the last few days has really shaken me even more. And my therapist rocked my world yesterday. Absolutely, in a good way, got me to see So without going too much into detail, what I said to my therapist, thank you, Dylan. I love that, Dylan, and I love you. You're a good friend. I just want to read that. Hugs to younger Reese, who just needed to be validated and allowed to meet human development stages. You never deserve to be neglected. Thank you so much. I think the important thing that I take away from that is being allowed to meet human development stages. And I don't think we were allowed to do that, Dylan. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons I'm made fun of to today, like because I don't have any boundaries and I am a lot and I do overdo it for a lot of people. And I am too honest. I'm dangerous because I'm honest, right? So I appreciate you saying that, Dylan. It's very validating. It's never going to change. And that's who I am. And I'm going to stay right the fuck here about that. So those people can make room for me or fuck right off into the forever, into the unknown. Okay. Because I'm not going to apologize for who I am. So I'm telling my therapist this, and I say, I'm looking at some things very differently in the last 24 hours, and I need help. I need help. Like, there are some things that I'm taking a look at, like, I believe that I was scared into doing certain things, if that makes sense. Like, not scared, but possibly intimidated. Like, there was an element of intimidation at all times with both of those relationships, at all times. Both of those people made themselves big and scary, and they knew that worked on me. Okay. So, like, if you can think of any type of situation when I didn't want to do it, all they had to do was get mean. And I would go, okay, okay, cool. Okay, okay. I did that almost every time. And they knew it. They were well versed on that. They knew all I have to do is intimidate the shit out of her and she'll do whatever I want. So I never realized that to the fullest until yesterday. Something made me realize that. And my therapist said a couple of words that absolutely, I thought, I hope this helps somebody else. And I think it will. It helped me greatly. And it also helped me to say and see that I will never, no one will ever do this to me again, ever. And all he had to say was this, and it was very powerful. Some people will get what I'm saying and some people won't, and that's okay. The ones that need to hear this will. My therapist said, that's because there's a difference, Reese, between consent versus comply. There's consent and there's comply. And I never, ever thought of that. And this is not me trying to escape any accountability right now, but it was mind blowing. There's a huge, I'm going to try not to cry about this. I cried a lot yesterday. There's a huge difference. And I didn't think about that. And I believe, I know, because I know what happened. I was there. Yes. When they get mad because you say no. And so now I'm reflecting on some things where I was taken advantage of in ways, times where I said no, and that wasn't an option. And at those specific times, I can recall Gertie's dreaming. During those specific times where I said no, and I'm talking about both men here, okay? All they had to do was say yes and make themselves scary. And I was like, okay, 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 okay. I'll do it with a smile on my face. Okay. And hey, Katie. And there is a big difference, ladies and gentlemen. There's a big difference between consent versus comply. And now that I'm aware of that, I cannot ever look back. And I want to look at what he emailed me, as a matter of fact, because I haven't looked at it yet. He mentioned something about the dark triad. Has anybody ever heard of that? I had never heard of that. Psychology Today. Is the attractiveness of dark personalities exaggerated? The attractiveness of dark triad personalities appears well documented. Has anybody ever heard of this? Bad boys finish first, at least according to a lot of psychologists, as this continues to be the subject of much attention across many articles and videos. Has anyone ever heard of that? I'm going to blow my nose again. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Hey, Olivia. I haven't read this yet. The concept of the dark triad, narcissism, Machiavellism, and psychopathy was introduced by Delroy Paulhus and Kevin Williams in 2002. Since then, the dark triad has generated a storm of interest in both academia and popular culture, leading to thousands of empirical studies, blog articles, and op-eds on the triad. I'm going to just read this because I haven't read it yet. Hey, Mary's Gemini Mind. Hey, Deborah Riskin. While conceptually the three traits describe different tendencies, the evidence shows that all three positively correlate with forcefulness, antisocial behaviors, and most strongly with disagreeableness. Not surprisingly, these individuals with high levels of such traits tend to create several problems in the workplace, especially when in leadership. Despite the antagonistic nature of these traits, studies have claimed dark triad personalities offer evolutionary advantages to certain men. Moreover, it has been reported that men who display dark triad behaviors are perceived as more attractive, especially for short-term sexual encounters, compared to men with lower levels of dark triad. Interesting. So it's something to do, hey, Meredith Lynn, it's something to do with, he told me it was narcissism, Machiavellism, and psychopathy. It's a triad. It's three. And he just said, that's kind of what you're describing to me, what I was discussing in detail. Yeah, Angie Moe says it's a very scary thing to live with people who have dark triad traits. Hey, Kim is Blue. So I just want to say, this is exactly why, like, I don't give a shit about the rumor of like her and Tommy are still together. I know the truth. Go hear that rumor again. This is serious stuff, right? Like, this isn't child's play bullshit that people try to throw around. This is serious stuff. And that's why we do it on my channel, because this is where we're safe to talk about it. Hey, Brian Boland. And it makes me even more passionate about my future, helping people, exposing this kind of stuff to other women, other men, all of that, right? Like, yeah, Wanda. Well, I was talking about it. Interesting. It's not an act of love if you make her. There you go. And there's so many. I wish there was more I could say. Hux, are you okay? I wish there was more I could say, but I don't want to. I don't want to create a shitstorm, right? But Real Life School says 9 signs of dark triad: self-centeredness, charm and charisma, lack of attachments, lots of lying, unnecessary risk taking, lack of compassion, jealousy, greed, bullying, or abuse. Wow. Hey, love it. Here's the thing though, without going into detail, this is stuff that I want to address. It's a heavy topic, but I do believe a lot of people will appreciate this topic. It's something that needs to be talked about. And if I want people to really reflect on current relationships, past relationships, I want you to really, really reflect on those simple 3 words: consent versus comply. Are you consenting or are you complying? And if you're not sure, that's concerning enough, right? And thanks, Kevin. And if you have uncertainty about that, like again, I feel very shaken. I feel very shaken about a lot of things that I am now looking back on, things where I'm connecting the dots big time. And I'm like, oh, I remember that. And that makes sense why this coincides now with this and why I was afraid to speak up to that, afraid. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, nothing really is scarier than being with someone and saying no and not having a choice. Like, oh no, you will. And it's a yes. There's really nothing scarier. And I mean that when I say that. I was a Scientologist. I said this a lot. When it came to the jesters, they were way scarier than Scientology, 100 times over. I was not afraid as a Scientologist. I was not afraid for my life. Okay. I wasn't afraid for these things. Sure, they were intimidating. Sure, I got a fax machine thrown at my head. That's absolutely horrible. But when someone makes themselves very scary, and makes themselves bigger than you and makes you feel choiceless and makes you feel like you're stuck, you're trapped, when you say, please don't do that, and they do that, that's frightening. Reese, any idea if this is connected to your dad? I mean, he left me choiceless a lot. Of course, he was the original guy to make me do things I didn't want to do. Yeah. Scientology is all about scaring us into submission, first of all. Like, it makes total sense to me that I would be attracted to men who are bigger, scarier. Now, it's a little odd because I wasn't always attracted to men like that. Michael was not like that at all. Michael was so loving, big-hearted, caring, respectful, never raised his voice at me. Fred was the same. So it's a little odd that I was like, boom, boom on the last 2, right? But Scientology certainly made us, I don't want to speak for everybody, every ex-Scientologist, but for me, my dad was the original. He's the OG that would sit me down in the kitchen and force me to do TRs and no crying, no HE&R in this house. Like, he'd scream at me into submission, right? Hey, Yvonne. So it makes sense. I don't even know what you're talking about, Armine. I don't remember. That's a great. It's the intimate betrayal that keeps you from feeling steady. Like, you're always questioning if you're exaggerating the threat in your mind. Yes. I questioned that a lot. Would you be attracted to this kind of men in order to try fixing them? 100%. Yeah. Yes. I think a lot of women do that. Hey, Kat. And getting out of an abusive relationship is easier said than done. And I have to say that too to anybody who says, I mean, I can't tell you how many women were like about the Jeff thing when I got divorced. Like, why didn't you just leave him? Why didn't you just take your kid and leave? Tommy, why didn't you just leave? Why did it take you so long to put that out? Go fuck yourself. You're a horrible person for questioning that. That's a horrible thing to do. Were you there? Did you experience that? Do you have any idea what it's like to be in an abusive, intimidating, terrifying situation? Have you ever had your life threatened? Like it's unbelievable to me, but it's not. It's the internet. Like it's the internet. People are real brave on the internet, right? But it's so gross to me when people ask that. Like, why didn't you just do this? What kind of a person are you? You're not. You're mechanical. You're a robot. Get out of here. Like, who says that? Who says that to a single mom? Who says that to a man like Joel just said? Joel just said that. I got asked that too. It happens to men and women, right? And so we don't even care about those people. Oh shit. Sorry, I almost dropped my mouse. We don't care about those people. They mean nothing. They mean less than nothing, right? It's so easy to judge. Scared to death, literally. There are so many people. Hey, Joe L., there are so many people out there who have been through domestic violence, seriously heavy situations, having to get out with multiple children in the middle of the night, like cult situations, getting beat down. What kind of an asshole judges from afar and says, why didn't you just, no one cares about you or your thoughts. I promise. That's a horrible thing to say. Yeah, until you live through it. And it doesn't even, I hope you never do have to live through it, but like, why would you judge somebody's situation like that ever? I don't care if it was mild to you or heavy to you. It's not your place to question. You weren't there. You know nothing. You know nothing about what went on, right? I stayed in an abusive marriage for a long time. It's hard to leave. It's very hard to leave. It's very hard to leave. And I don't have to explain myself either. That's the beautiful thing too. I've got all these yeah, Darius. I've got all these people who want answers about everything when it comes to my life. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? And that hit me the other day too. I don't have to explain myself. You don't deserve an answer from me. I share with you what I want to share with you. I won't give answers to people's random ass questions. You know how many people message me and they're like, why'd you do this? Why'd you make this decision? Why did you choose to? You don't get an answer from me. Why? Because I'm a YouTuber? Like, where do you think that you get an answer from me? Do you think you deserve an answer? You're a total stranger. I owe you nothing. I don't need to give an explanation for anything I choose to do. Nothing. Doesn't mean I'm hiding something. Doesn't mean I have anything to lie about. It means none of your business is what the fuck that means, right? It's always easy to judge from the outside. No one can truly understand however you felt except you. And you did get out, so they can shove it. I did, Alana, and I did it the way that I knew best. And I did it the way that I knew how to protect myself and my child. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel like I did the wrong thing. I feel like I did the right thing. I stand by what I did. And you know what? They can't do anything about it. And it drives them crazy. Thank you for your super chat, Alana. They can't do anything about it. All they can do is bark. They can't bite. They can't do shit. There's nothing these idiots can do. And yes, I said idiots. You know why? Because you're a fucking idiot if you question a man or a woman that was in a very dangerous, abusive situation and you question why they made the decisions they made. That's an idiotic thing to do. Okay. Hey, Bo Beats, the bone phone is permanently off the hook. Happy Easter. Well, let's not hope. I hope it comes back someday with someone, Bo Beats. But thank you, girl, and it's good to see you. Thank you for your super chat. That was very kind. Okay, Philip Wright. Well, they'll never leave me alone, Renee B. But what they hate is they can't get to me either. There's nothing they can do. What can they do? Nothing. Run their mouths. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Um, the sex part is difficult because it's a part of life we all like and need. So when it's something you like, then it's harder to say no. Yeah, that's true, Iwa. Yeah, you don't have to explain yourself or apologize. And that's something I've learned that's new for me. Anytime anybody, the reason I believe as an ex-Scientologist, I constantly have to explain myself. That is the norm as a Scientologist. Guys, we are put on the can, sec check, ethics programs, everything you can imagine, every type of sexual thought you've ever had. Hey, Scottish Scouser, has to be given up. Every overt, every withhold. Why did you do it? Why'd you justify it? Who missed it? Right? Oh, yeah, Bo Beats. We have to give up every single thing. We have to pay the price for things we didn't even do. Okay. So to me, it took this long to realize, oh, I don't have to answer that anymore. I don't have to give an explanation. I did what I did and you can fuck off. That's why. I've gotten a lot of private messages lately of people that are like, so why did you do that? Um, why do you think that you should get an answer to that? I come on and talk here with you guys and I talk about the things I want to talk about and we have a great time. But the things I don't want to talk about, I don't talk about. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. And so I think that's fascinating that people love if I don't give an answer, what do? Oh, well, we'll just make up our own answer and we'll just come up with all kinds of crazy, wild rumors. Go do that. Find what you love and let it kill you. I hope you love doing that. Like, that's fantastic. I hope it's your passion. I don't care. I'm over here in my own lane. I don't care what people say. I don't care what they think. I don't care if people are like, I've figured it out. You haven't. I promised. You haven't. Only I know those kinds of things. And you may think you may think you have control over the situation, but you don't because you weren't there. Um, I get to make my own decisions for sure, Sophia. Sorry, I have cat hair on this in my lipstick. Just remember, Reese, you never deserved any of it. And yes, you deserve so much better. There's nothing wrong with you, and you are a wonderful person. That is such a nice thing to say. Thank you for that, Rhonda Frank. I appreciate that. And I do remember that. And people will try every single time, every moment of my existence, people will try to get me to forget that. And I don't watch it, I don't read it. It doesn't matter because they don't know me. These people don't know me. It makes no difference what comes out of their mouth. They don't know anything. They choose to address other people's problems in their lives because they can't address their own. It's they can't self-reflect. It's an absolute reflection on them, right? None of this was your fault. I know, Bo Beats, and I appreciate it. I love talking to you guys about stuff. I love addressing things. But there are things that I'm not going to address. And those are very few and far between. Most of the times those things are other people's business. And I don't talk about, hey, Big Z, I don't talk about other people's personal life details much because I think that's a really effed up thing to do. That's not my place to do that. It's like my sister. I would love to talk about her Scientology story. One, I don't entirely know it, but two, it's her story to tell. I don't want to use her voice. Like, I don't do that to people. As best as I can, I don't. And if I do, I get their permission, right? Because I'm happy to be an open book, but I'm not going to be an open book about what somebody told me, right? And thank you, Brown Spotted Eagle. Also, hey, I need a card. Like I've said this 100 times, people have confided in me. Other creators, other friends, I would never tell that. Even if those people hate me now, I'm still not going to share any of their life details because I'm better than that. I'm not here to make content smearing people and again trying to hide behind I'm just giving you the truth and I'm just a warrior at what I do. Yeah, you're really good at it. It's like I don't believe in that kind of shit. I don't want to smear other people. I love you, Joel. Thank you for saying that. It is, Sophia. I love that, Aileen. I love you too, love it. You are a strong woman and you have the truth on your side. Always remember that. And I do. And that's why I don't worry about this stuff anymore. They can't hurt me. They hate it. They hate it. They throw every single thing they possibly can. Have you guys seen any of it stick yet? My wall isn't sticky. Now, there are some sticky walls out there, I'm sure. I'm not interested in taking other people down. But if you notice, they're all bark. They just bark. They can't bite. There's nothing they can do to us. Nothing. I am too, Ruth. Jeff took advantage of your loss of Fred. He swooped in at the freaking funeral. Tommy pretended to care and took advantage of the dangerous spot you were in with Jeff. Yeah. Yeah. I would say it was very predatorial, honestly. And I wish that I am becoming Teflon. Absolutely. I wish that I had been strong enough to stand up for myself then. I wish that I had taken a look at that more and gone red flags. The truth is, I saw a lot of red flags with both of those guys. And I was like, hey, pepperoni nips. I always moved to the goalpost. Always moved to the goalpost. And then as the relationships got more and more and more and more, and then with Jeff, I was married. I felt very trapped. And I was trapped. I mean, there were moments he literally would take my car keys and say, "You're not going anywhere." Do you know how scary that is? Hey, Lisa Vining. And at some point, I feel like you just submit. And like my therapist said, there is a big difference, guys, between consent and comply. And I want everybody to think with that. I want everybody to move forward after today who needs to hear this, really absorb that. Because Reese knows the truth of my life and has been so discreet. I thank and bless her. Yeah, I would never share Wanda's private stories ever. They're not mine to share. I wish more people understood that. You're not a fucking hero for doing that. It doesn't make you look good. To get the tea on somebody and share their private details is such a shit garbage thing to do. It's not on me though, right? Like even if it's on me, even if you do content on me, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Go hear it again. Go keep doing it. Like if you're having a low week, obviously like I seem to be the talk of the town. It's somewhat of a compliment. But looking back on some of these things, I don't want to look back on them, to be honest. It's hard for me. I cried a lot yesterday. I wish I could talk about this with you guys. I just can't. But I cried a lot yesterday, realizing some things that I complied and I thought I was consenting to. And it was really hard for me to see that and go, I didn't want to do that. I said it, I voiced it. And it makes me very sad for anybody else in a situation like that. So looking forward, I told my therapist this. Thank you, Lindy. I will be single the absolute fucking rest of my life. I think I have to sneeze. Hold on. Wonder if I should try to blow my nose. Thank you, Lumen. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry, Joel. Looking forward, I will never. I mean, I haven't even been single for very long, but I'll tell you, I feel like I've been single for way longer than I have been because I have decided and caught up with myself on so many things. I will never. I told my therapist yesterday, if the first second that I see a flag like that, if I see anything at all where I am being overpowered, where I am being told yes when I say no, where I'm being told no means yes, and if it's out in the open world or if it's in the bedroom, you are fucking gone out of my life. There won't be any exceptions. There won't be any explanations. I will never, ever, ever allow that again because I'm setting myself on fire to keep somebody else warm. You realize that's what we're doing. We do it with our partner. We do it with the world. We do it at our jobs. We do it to fit in. We do it to make ourselves fit. We minimize ourselves. Hey, Amanda, dear, I will never allow someone to do that, to cut me down again like that. And I'm mad at myself. I'm not even mad at these guys. I'm not. That's where they're at. You can't change that. I'm mad at myself for allowing it. But then I try to give myself a little bit of peace and understanding and go, Reese, you came from 38 years of a very, very high controlled cult. It's not a joke. It's not an excuse. It's not it's not a crutch. It's a fact. Yeah. Well, you remember that, Wanda. I think one of the biggest crocs was that's what you asked for. Well, you remember that. I said, you just put your hands on me. And he said, I'm sorry, but you asked for it. It's hey, Christy Norwood, aren't you cute? I'm new to post. I adore your honesty and style. I love it when you go shopping for the dudes. We need to do some more of that. It's really fun to get out there. Well, I'm going to be with Angie Moe this weekend. You know what that means. The sky's the damn limit, girl. And welcome. Hey, Joanne Hawley. I believe when you truly love someone, you become blinded between the consent and comply because you don't want to disappoint them. There is some truth to that. Big truth to that. Yeah. Yeah. Joanne, thank you for saying that. That's a damn fact, girl. And thank you for your super chat. The fact that you openly say you like the bone phone, they take advantage of that. 100%. And I will share this with you guys. I don't have a problem sharing it. I don't care who the fuck wants to take it, twist it, and make all kinds of jokes about it. Let me give you some jokes to make, okay? Because you guys need your views, and Lord knows I keep you pumped in numbers. We got to pay. We got to get. They're on my payroll. Tell us is not necessarily important. Learning and growing for yourself is. It is for your and Hux's future. Abusive behavior is not your fault. That's such a validating thing to say, baby steps. Thank you for that. Thank you. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to go into detail. I've decided that. Hey, Tina Mays, and thank you for your super chat, babe. Hey, Melissa, I'm going to tell you, and I'll be totally upfront about this. And I am not ashamed to say this. Like, you know this anyway. I've talked about it at length. I really, really enjoy sex in a relationship. I absolutely, thank you, Sassy. I absolutely love it. It's a huge part of a relationship for me. It doesn't fade. Like, I was with Jeff for 5 years. It never faded. I'm sure every man I've been with is like, I miss that girl for that reason, because I have a very high drive and I equate sex with love. I'm very, very much when I'm having sex, it's not like hey, Gemini girl, I'm not using them for it. Like, I'm very much deep, like sex is very much like a deep act of love for me. Like, I want to look into your eyes. Like, I want to laugh. I want it to be funny, awkward. Like, I want to cuddle the shit out of you before and afterwards. I want to kiss you. Like, I want to kiss you all over. Like, it's not like, all right, let's do this. Like, it's not mechanical for me. It's not any of that. It's very real. It's very in the moment. And I take it very like it's the highest form of intimacy. And I don't know if it's the Cancer sign. I think it's because I'm a Cancer sign. But like, when I am in the moment of having sex and then after sex, and when I think and reflect on sex, I hope this isn't too heavy for people in here, but I always think I love him so much because I'm the only person on earth who gets to do that with him. And he's the only person on earth who gets to do that with me. Like, I take it heavy. I take it very seriously. I put a lot of importance on it. I put a lot of, I'm silly about it here. And I'm like, ooh, the bone phone. Oh, we're going to go to Pound Town. And and I talk like that outside of here with my partner. But I also take it extremely seriously. It is like such a powerful thing to me, but it's also such a privilege, if that makes sense. Like, I hate that people took advantage of me. I want to find the right person in my future. I'm never going to just give that up and give it away. Um, I didn't have sex with Fred, Ellie. He was too old. I didn't need to. We were super in love. I didn't even miss it. Um, it's just it's such a beautiful thing when it's with the right person. And I thought I was with the right person and all those times, right? And I don't think it was reciprocated that way. And that's a bummer, right? Um, is it hormones or love? I was hypersexual 30s and 40s with menopause. It's almost nil. Could be. I don't know, Mags. To me, I would like to say it's love. I very much appreciate the act of sex. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's something that should be able to be talked about. Same, Joel. I can't have sex with someone I'm not in love with. I could never just have random sex ever again. I did that in my early 20s when I had my apartment. But now I've said that. I said that to Tommy. I said that to Jeff. Like, I could never have sex with someone I'm not in love with. I just can't. And I think it should be talked about more. I don't think this is anything that's taboo or whatever the word is. Like, this is a beautiful thing. I love talking about sex. I love talking about it in silly ways and like making fun and laughing, but I also love talking about it in this kind of way where like it's a deep, meaningful act to me. It's not just something that should be taken lightly. I think when a woman gives herself to a man, like that's a huge gift, right? Like it's a big deal. I don't know where I was going with this other than I'm not going to take it so lightly in my next relationship, and it's something to be taken very seriously. And if they don't reciprocate and I don't feel like it has to be right. And I will see those red flags. I will never, ever not see them again. Now that I've seen them, I will never, ever not see them. And I feel like Fred and God were looking out for me because I feel like things could have been really, really bad for me. And I feel very blessed. And I don't even use that word. I feel very blessed. I feel very lucky. People pleasers will always comply. It's what we do until we wake up and say, no, I will not do that. It's hard for us, but once we do it, it's such a freeing experience. And once you have felt the freedom, you won't go back. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Liz. That's such a good point. She's right. Because I've always been a people pleaser. And when it comes to relationships, sex, anything like that, thank you for your super chat, Liz. I am going to take that more seriously and stand my ground and say no, whether it be, I'm not even referring to the act of sex. I'm just saying in relationships in general, I was looking back thinking I didn't want to do that. And I'm not necessarily talking about sex. I'm just talking about in general, but I felt very overpowered. I felt very intimidated to say yes, or I would say no. And they would say, oh, you don't have a choice. Sorry. And I've talked about those stories. I've talked about that. This isn't something new. It's just, I think things are coming to light for me that I'm like, I didn't realize that. And there are some things I'm connecting the dots on. I'm getting kind of like, oh, I got a little too close and I figured some things out. Beautiful dreamer. Totally with you, Reese. People are too recreational and it has messed us up taking casual too casually as a society. It contributes to disrespect and sexualization of women. Absolutely. Yeah. And I love the idea of finding someone in the future, dating them for a very long time before I even consider that, because it is a gift and your body is a gift. And I'm not going to share my body and my mind. That's Lana Del Rey. I love that song. Unfortunately, that song makes me think of Tommy all the time, but I heard it today. Cruel World by Lana Del Rey. She says, I shared my body and my mind with you, like repeatedly in the song. And I'm like, yeah. And we all do that. Right. And sometimes you wish you hadn't. Joy Forbes, I'm 68. Last 6 years, the best ever. I'm like you, Reese. Love, laugh, smile all day about it. Thank you, Joy. I love that for you, girl. Thank you, Sweeney Todd. Good to see you. Tell the guys you are dating, I don't have sex until 3 months in or whatever the number you like, and see if they stick around to get to know you. That's one way to tell. I love the 3 month idea. 3 months is not that long, first of all. Like, hey, Nicole, I think, Sassy, I believe that. I think if that's a problem, like 3 months should be a runway to not having sex. Like, how long, think about this for a minute. How long does it take to get to really know somebody in a relationship? More than a year. I have been in enough relationships that it's usually about the 2 year mark that you really get to know a person. Hey, Jamie, like before the mask fully comes off. I mean, I guess it's case by case. I can't speak. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different. But I think it takes way more than a year. Like the first 9, 10 months of a relationship, they're usually on their best behavior still. They finally start to kind of like warm up and be themselves more by the first year mark. I mean, I'm no expert on this, but that's what I've seen. That's my experience on this is the first year people are being something they're not. Hey Jane, they're on their best behavior. They're showing the best version of themselves, right? Um, I truly feel like 2 years is where you finally see them let all of their guard down and you really get to see a person. I could be wrong on that. But less than a year knowing someone, you don't really know them. You don't really know them. Like, I think it's a red flag, honestly, if someone's like, I've never had this before. Like, I've had both of those two last guys say all kinds of that talk to me, and look where it got us. So maybe they really felt that way, but I don't know. I don't feel so good about that either anymore. Um, but yeah, I think absolutely 90 days. I think 3 months is very appropriate to just date. I mean, there's nothing wrong with making out. Like, I think it'd be fun to hold hands, make out, but like, I love the idea of sifting through them too, seeing who stays and who goes. There's going to be a guy out there that's going to go, I think that's a great idea. I really like you. Of course, I can wait. Well, kid. Oh, it's our potato girl. Kid, you snuggly buns. You little snuggie. She is purring so loud. Kid. I believe that, Lori Lee. She says, I've been with my husband 24 years and second year was the hardest. Yeah, love yourself. And I think, Marissa Martin, that's cute. I think too, you go with your gut. Guys, I remember, it's okay, Wanda, we love you, girl. I remember that FBI lady or whoever she was, that reel that I played for you guys. I really try to think with this, people. Really remember this. She says, why think when I can feel? I want people to really think about that because she said, we often, our mind goes with fear. Our gut tells us everything. And usually you come up with an answer on something with your gut, and then you talk yourself out of that with your mind. Why think when I can feel? So if I am newly dating someone and I get a bad feeling, I'm done. I'm done. There's 8 billion people in this world. We'll find another one that I feel safe with. The next person, it's the fatty pouch potato, charcoal ninja. The next person I'm with, I'm absolutely, the biggest thing that I want out of the next person, because the last two didn't do this for me, I want them to make me feel calm. I want them to put off a very calming vibe. The last two guys I was with yelled at me a lot, used yelling to scare and intimidate me. I'll never be with a yeller again. I don't want to be with anybody that yells. I don't yell. I don't skip to yelling. I very, very rarely yell. And I only yell if I'm being yelled at and I feel like I'm being backed into a corner, I'll yell back. But yelling is not my go to. So I don't want to be with someone who feels like they have to throw a fucking fit to make a point. I want to meet somebody who makes me feel calm and safe. And I want that to be forever. I don't want it to be because they're putting on their best behavior, if that makes sense. Like, you need to make me feel calm. And we've all met men like that, calming, very, very sweet, very calming men. They have that calming demeanor. A lot of women have it, but like I've met men who put off a very calming vibe. Yeah, they should lift you up too. So I really wanted to harp on that today, guys. The thing that my therapist said um, that really, really grabbed me, and I imagine it could really grab some of you. Those of you that need to hear this, I hope that you heard it. Consent and comply are two very different things. And when you're in the moment, you may think you were consenting. That was what I was kind of reflecting on yesterday that was so hard for me to work through. I'm not so sure, looking back, that I was consenting. Some situations are cloudy, and some of them are very, very clear to me that I was just simply complying out of fear. That is a terrible situation to be in. And I feel terrible for anyone who is in a situation like that. And I hope that there's a way for you to get help to get out of that situation. And I hope that if you get out of that situation, you do it in the safest way you can. And nobody blames you for the way you got out of the situation or how long it took or any of that, because that's bullshit. I think it's one of the worst things you can do is comment on another woman's sad story of abuse and her trying to get out of it, whether she had kids, no kids, whether she was super rich, super poor. It doesn't matter the scenario. It's not your story to pick apart and comment on. And if you do that, it makes you look terrible. It's a terrible thing to do. Why can't you just say, I'm so glad you got out of that? I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're away from that. I'm spending the rest of my life protecting my peace. I'd love to share that peace with someone one day, but that person will add to the peace, not even on the hard days. Anything less? No thanks. I'm right there with you, Catherine B. Erica, I'm so glad. She said this topic puts some names to childhood feelings. Thanks for helping me think that through. Erica, that's deep. And I hope you're okay. I hope it helped. I knew that it would. Yeah, women should absolutely empower other women, especially. No question. And any women that hate bond and tear other women down, oof, low rent. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. Not my place to say, not my concern. I don't hate bond with other women. So I'm perfectly fine out here in my own island of serenity, doing it all on my own. I don't need to stream with other people. I don't need to have other friends that are creators. I don't care. I'm here to use my voice, and that's all that matters. I'm confident in that. Yeah, it's terrible, Buffy. It's terrible. Good, Erica. I'm glad. It really does make you think. When he hit me with that truth bomb yesterday, I could not stop thinking about it. There's a huge difference, guys. Consent versus comply. And it doesn't necessarily have to apply to a relationship, a romantic relationship. It could apply to a lot of things. Like Erica just said, she put that to some names of her childhood. It could be with a parent. It could be in any kind of a situation that's not a great situation. And we are open enough over here to talk about those things. I'm not perfect. I'm very flawed. The men that I was with are not perfect. They're very flawed, very broken. And yeah, Sassy. Jackie Perkins says, I was so controlled and didn't realize it. I'm so sorry, Jackie. I mean, here's the thing. The beautiful thing about this chat, this community, so many of us have been through some kind of a situation like that. And I know that because you guys private message me your deepest, darkest secret stories about this, and I would never share them. And I'm always appreciative of that. Thank you, Joel Sachs. I hope you're having a good birthday. Jane, you're absolutely right. But it's very important, who I was with Jeff and Tommy is not who I am now. And that's what a lot of people who want to just focus on others and make fun of people don't realize is we're constantly growing. And I'm not ashamed of who I was. I'm not ashamed of who I was in Scientology. That's not who I am now. I work on myself in therapy. I work on myself here in life. I make notes constantly. You can make fun of who I was. You can make fun of my choices. You can make fun of my downfalls. You can make fun of my weight, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't stick because we're over here working on ourselves, admitting to being bad people at one point, admitting to our flaws, admitting to the fact that I realized a huge thing yesterday that I wasn't necessarily consenting. I was complying. And that makes me very sad for me. That makes me very sad for other people who are doing that. There's so many things I wish I could have changed. There's so many things that I wish I would have stood up for myself on. And I didn't. And I hope this helps somebody because it makes me very sad. I feel very sad for anybody else who's in an abusive situation, whether it be a man or a woman. Nobody should have that kind of power over you with words, with physical, whether it be violent, whether it be sexually, anything. We cannot give our power to people that easily. And I know we do. And I'm not shaming anybody for doing it. But it's rough out there. It is. It's rough out there. And sometimes we need a little reminder, a little pick me up, because I did yesterday. I really did. And it's made me reflect big time. I will never comply instead of consent. And I will make that very clear. I talked about that in therapy. I will make that very clear in my boundaries going forward. If I do choose to be with someone, even sexually, my therapist said, you should absolutely have that talk before you ever sleep with the next person, what your boundaries are. And don't make them loose boundaries. Be very clear about that. And if they don't agree to those boundaries, then they're not the one for you, right? But I'm also going to make it very clear with the next man. I'm going to be very upfront and open and not afraid to be me, not afraid to be too much. I don't want to be too much because I know I'm too much. Go fuck with that idea. I don't care anymore. I'm not. Somebody's going to like me because I'm just enough, right? And going forward, I think it's important to address those things with your partner. There's consent and there's comply. And I'm never going to comply again. I want to be very clear-headed that I am consenting to this, right? And it may not even be with a future partner, guys, just any kind of a friendship, any kind of a relationship for me going forward. I want to be super, super aware. And if I don't know, if I have to ask myself, that concerns me, but I want to make sure that people understand I'm not going to comply. I'm going to consent. And if I don't feel like I have consent here, because you're kind of making that decision for me, then we're done. I never want anyone to make me feel that way again. I guess I shouldn't say that because nobody can make you feel anyway, but they can if you hand your power over. And I did that in the past. And I never want to feel like I don't have a choice. Feeling choiceless is a horrible place to be in. And coming from Scientology, yes. Joanne, I do feel lighter. I felt lighter yesterday after therapy, realizing that. The haters don't comprehend that there's substance and growth in this community. They don't. They never will, Lumen, and that's okay. We're going to let them. Let them do whatever they want. Let them bark all day long. Hey, Franklin. No, it doesn't, Franklin. It's better to get through the lessons and learn them. It is important to remember also that boundaries do not change to accommodate the desires of someone we are attracted to. Boundaries are set before we are in these temptings. Yes, that's exactly right. Teresa is exactly right. It's important, guys, that you have your boundaries set up and someone isn't making them for you, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like going forward, I was talking with my therapist about this, and anyone that I'm ever intimate with again, I will be very upfront with, you know, what I'm not comfortable with, I'm not comfortable with. And you'll never go past that. You'll never be like, yes, you are, kind of a thing. That will never happen. It should never happen to anyone, ever. I love that, Trisha Kelly. I stood up for myself yesterday and I wasn't even shaking, a little shaky, but firm. Good for you, girl. It's really important to do. It should get easier and easier, I would think. I've been doing it too, and it feels amazing. Creating boundaries has saved me. Yes. And never never make yourself fit in someone's box of how they think of you. Yes. That's true, Shelly. That's very true. Jackie says my boundaries are just no men in my life except a couple of friends I've known all my life. And that's perfectly okay for you to feel that way. I 100% hope that I can find a future partner. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I love to be in love, but I want to give it to someone who deserves it. And I want them to give it right back. And that's the problem, is what I was reading in that earlier. I don't know how to love in little drops. I love in the whole ocean. And I want someone to be able to reciprocate that. And I know that there has to be somebody. If it's meant for me, it will happen. But I'm going to be very confident about it going into it. And I'm going to be more upfront about what I'm willing to do, what I'm not willing to do. I don't think so either, Shell. I really don't. I think there's going to be somebody out there that will say, yeah, I've been looking for something like this. Yes. Hey, Hux, can you let her out? Thank you. Boundaries are very different for everyone, Christy. Yeah, it takes time. Give them time. Absolutely. I want a man in my life. Rhonda Franken, you should. You are so cute. You're so sweet. I love your personality. It will happen for you. Bye, General Boa. I love this. To the wrong person, you're nothing. To the right person, you're everything. Absolutely. I think that's totally true. I think that. Thank you, Michael Malloy. Boundaries and consent are sexy and non-negotiable tax. I love you, Teresa. I'm so glad I got to see you today. And I think about you a lot. I want you to know that. I love you, girl. Thank you for your super chat. And guys, back to, and then I'll end off here, but back to the cowards, the both of us. It does make me think of my last two relationships. We were cowards. The both of us were total cowards. Me and Tommy were cowards, and me and Jeff were cowards. We never, I just have to look at that again because it was just amazing. I'm going to do this one more time because it really, really hits me. And there's some new people in here now. I want you guys to listen to this. It's always me shrinking myself to fit your comfort, writing messages like paper boats only to sink them before they ever reached you, holding back a real laugh, keeping it quiet, no point in showing more than necessary. You never liked things that felt like too much. This makes me think of my last relationship greatly. But I've never known how to love in drops. I only know how to pour the entire ocean. You never asked for it, and I never found the courage to say, take it anyway. So we played pretend. You acted like you didn't notice, and I acted like it didn't hurt. That makes me very sad. That was my relationship, I feel. But it did hurt. Still does sometimes, especially when I remember it wasn't just fear holding me back. It was the thought that maybe you were just as scared. Maybe you wanted to choose me too, but needed me to go first. But neither of us did. And now we're here in the quiet we both agreed to, not because we wanted to, but because we were too proud, too afraid, or maybe just too tired to admit we wanted more. Cowards, the both of us. And maybe that's the saddest kind of love, the love that almost was. I love that. And it's true. That describes my last couple of relationships. We never, it feels like it was always almost. And there were always things that were wrong that I never spoke to, they never spoke to. It was like we kept playing pretend. I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again. And shame on both of us. Shame on us. And I mean my last relationships. Cowards. We were cowards. Makes me sad. Does. It makes me very sad. Jackie Perkins, I'm glad. I hope this helped a handful of people today. I hope it makes you reflect like it did for me. And always remember there's a big difference, guys, between consent and comply. There's a huge difference. And I'll never, ever not think about that again. It really hit me in therapy. No, I won't, Shelly Kelly. It is very heavy, Renee B., but it needed to be said. Yes. Joel says to smile without fear when I think of them is the ultimate test for me. Yeah. If I fear anybody in my future relationships, friendships, anything, it's not for me. I feared everything my whole damn life. I am not going to go enter into any kind of a relationship in fear. If that person makes me feel fearful, if my fear flags are going off, I don't need you. I don't need a relationship for anything, ever. I don't need a guy for money. I don't need a guy for sex. I don't need a guy to go out on a date. I can take myself out. I don't need anybody. And there's a lot of safety and security in saying that. I don't need anybody. So, like, you're really going to have to make me feel a certain way. And safe is the biggest one. And if I feel any kind of fear, I'm out. Because I felt that in the last two. And I know what it feels like. I will never feel that way again. And I won't even have a problem saying this is over, this is done, because you're making me feel fearful. You're intimidating me. And I won't do that. And that's also going to be tough for me, by the way, because I like a strong man. I like a confident man. It turns me on. But I realized that too, is that, thank you, Rhonda Frank, a strong, confident man is sexy. He can be strong and confident, even in the bedroom. He can be strong and confident in life, like in his work and passions and things that he does. But when he's home with me, we are fucking equals. No more of this, I'm overpowering you because I know more than you, because you grew up in a cult, or you don't know as much and I have to teach you and all this shit. That won't happen again. I want him to be strong minded, very confident minded, but there's a difference. Don't do it to me. Look at me as your equal partner, right? We learn from each other. So I am attracted to that, but I think I also was attracted to it and I mistake that. Like, oh, these guys are strong and confident. No, that was fucking egotistical. That was dick swinging. I'm better than you. I'm smarter than you. I know more than you. Bullshit. That's not the same thing. And again, I'll recognize that, right? Thank you, Liz Delgado. Confidence does not cause fear. Bingo. Absolutely, baby steps. That's 100% true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for your super chat, baby steps. A strong, confident man doesn't see control over you. Absolutely, Kestrel. Right. Yes, Sophia, I agree. Guys, this was a powerful chat today. Thank you for sticking with me through this. I know it's kind of a heavy topic, but I actually look very forward to talking about it more. If you guys are up for it, I'm up for it. I think it's important. I think it's important to normalize and discuss these topics, as heavy as they can be. I think a lot of people need this. So hit subscribe before you leave if you want to be subscribed. Reese, I look forward to you meeting the strong, confident man that doesn't need to posture around you to show it. Yes. The most strong ones are the most calm and subtle about their strength. Yes. Teresa's absolutely right. I think about my stepdad. He is the kindest. I've never heard him raise his voice. He's so soft spoken, but he is a confident man. But here's what's cool. He doesn't need you to know that. He doesn't need me to know that. He's confident in himself. He's got nothing to prove. He's got nothing to prove to anybody. He doesn't talk about money. He doesn't talk about work. He does not have to puff out his chest and talk about all of his accomplishments and I've done this and that. He's just very confident in himself and his abilities and the way he treats my mother and the way he treats me and my sister and Huxley. Like he's just very, very powerful. But he doesn't have to swing that around the room for everybody to know it ever. I've never seen him do that. So that's what I love. Hey, Furry Bun Bun. Gosh, Reese, this chat is just remarkable. Grateful for you and this wonderful group of people. Thank you. I could not agree with you more. These people have gotten me to where I am, and I love them so much. Thank you for noticing. Catherine B., a true, strong, confident man doesn't have to announce those qualities, and they use that strength to love, connect, and protect. Yes, and if they do, it's a red flag. To be honest, it's a red flag. I just want to know that about you by knowing. You don't have to tell me. I'll see it, right? These are my favorite streams. Mine too. Honestly, baby steps, they really are healing for everybody, I think. Or at least for the people who need it to be. It touches the people who need that, right? He is Lori Lee. He's a great influence on Huxley. He always has been. Thank you for your super chat, baby steps. What a great chat today. Love all you beautiful people. Thank you, Teresa Brimmer. Thank you, guys. I mean it. Hit subscribe. Thank you for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Joel Sachs. And again, happy birthday. Yeah, Renee B, it is. So, guys, thank you for your super chats tonight. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for your memberships. Speaking of memberships, don't forget the Zoom call is this Sunday. I'm looking very forward to that. So, you won't see it as much now because those men will see your strength and run. That's probably true, Heather. I think there's a lot of truth to that. It goes back to that thing we were saying in that meme that I love you, Yvonne. I love you, Mags. Love you, Jessamine. It goes back to that meme. You are way more powerful than you'll ever know. And the day that you realize it, they're going to be terrified. The ultimate they, right? Like anybody who has control or thinks they have control over you, who thinks they can throw shit at you and it sticks, the day you find out that they can't do anything to you, they can't harm you, they can't do anything. All they can do is bark. They cannot bite you. They're terrified for that day. Those people can't do anything to us, guys. They can't. And that's a beautiful thing to realize, truly. Yes, Kestrel, me too. Love you, Liz Tricks. Guys, thank you so much for your super chats again. I really appreciate that. I want you to know it. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Love you, Angie Mo. And I will see you guys. Muffet Lou, back at you, girl. Here comes Fred. Everybody have a good night.